Navi have great roamers, Crystal Maid and Visage, so they can just gank the lane once, and then it could be the same result as our first game.
Yep.
We'll have to wait and see. They're down to about 20 seconds of bonus time here, guys. It will be a Nyx.
So it looks like the drafters are Puppey and Loda, so Alliance has not switched up the draft yet.
And it is the Dragon Knight. Very heavy on the Death Ball Dota.
It's kind of, yeah, the same thing as Game 1, except I guess they have better roaming supports.
Oh, we get to see the Fnatic Nyx again. This is exciting. After his performance earlier. And they lost that game, but that was like one of the best Nyx performances I've seen in a few months.
I like Navi's lineup more. I think if they had a Puck and a Life Stealer instead of Gyrocopter and Dragon Knight, then I think that I would like Alliances more. But Gyrocopter, Dragon Knight, I think both of them are too passive, and Navi's just going to bring the fight to you really early, or just out-greed you, and these aren't the best heroes to punish a greedy lineup.
Yeah, and when you can't really rely on greed when you're up against a Nyx Assassin Storm. It's too easy to pick heroes off. And the familiars could be a big part of that as well. So now Alliance, they select their heroes, and S4 once again going to be handling the Dragon Knight. We'll take a quick look at the teams here, but we're about to hop into what could be Alliance's final stand at Starladder Season 8. Really a landmark or watershed event as the last major event, I would say, of like the 2013 cycle. This LAN Finals is happening in the first quarter of 2014, but it feels like the end of an era. Chinese New Year has just arrived. G League is done. This is the last major tournament. Then we'll probably have like up to a month break before anything of significance happens. It'll give teams a chance to reboot their rosters. But we got to play this series out first before we get to that next exciting chapter as TI4 slowly inches towards us. We introduce the Swedes now. S4 going to be handling your solo mid Dragon Knight. Loda, the safe lane Gyrocopter. EGM, the Naga Siren. A signature hero for him for sure. Ake on the Jakiro, something we really have not seen much lately of. And last but not least, Bulldog. He'll be taking that Timbersaw off lane.
And on the opposite side of the river, we have Navi 2-1 in this last best of 5. One win away from taking away the lion's share of around $135,000 US. We see Puppey on the Crystal Maiden, already placing a ward on the top rune. We see Havos on the Luna, which he's played every single game in this series. Kuro on the support Visage on the top lane. Dendi on the solo mid Storm. And Fnatic on the Nyx Assassin in the off lane with boots first and pulled a couple of tangos.
Look at Puppey. He has one clarity and he spent... Oh, no, okay, he's got items on the courier. I was going to say, did he pull his entire team? But not the case.
Dendi actually pulled Fnatic tangos.
This is the last time he had a null talisman and he got pulled. Why do you think the change?
I'm not exactly sure. He also has a magic stick instead of...
What? Was he expecting the Naga mid?
I guess
Riptide is really spammable. Or maybe a duel.
But, I mean, when's the last time the S4 has not gone mid?
I don't... It's a good point.
We also need in-game sound.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We'll have it for you in just a second. There you go. But, yeah, so this means Dendi won't have quite as easy of a time winning the 1v1 matchup. But there's always the threat of the roam as well. And so Navi being fairly greedy in the jungle, but it seems like Alliance is saying, you're going to be greedy, but we have good AoE supports to clear out the jungle. They'll go back to classic Alliance Dota, which is stacking, farming, and just being more efficient than the opposition. And already EGM, he stacks the medium camp, and he's going to pull through, denying a ton of experience here and keeping Fnatic out of the lane.
Yeah, Admiral Bulldog pressuring Kuroki a little bit on top. And as far as the mid matchup goes, Dendi doesn't have a null talisman, but I think Storm Spirit versus any melee is pretty easy.
Yeah. An Alliance, they do have a decent smoke gank available to them. Net's pretty long range, but I don't know if we're going to see them head mid too early. In terms of the off lanes, right now it's a clear advantage for Bulldog, who's already hit level 2, nearly 3. Fnatic, he's gotten like 2 creeps of experience. And not stacking Ancients either, going to check the bottom rune. So
and Bulldog has 5 last hits.
Off lane going Alliance's way. Mid lane, even for now, but probably will go Dendi's way. And I guess it's pretty much a wash to this point.
Puppey has a smoke in his inventory. 2-minute rune will spawn on bottom. EGM will pick it up. Fnatic does scout it out, though, so he knows the gank isn't going to be happening anytime soon.
And Alliance will go back to the bottom jungle. They cleared out the stack, it looks like, and they'll continue to farm. EGM already about to hit level 3. The support's pretty much even. I mean, Kuro's doing a similar thing top. A lot of pulling. He has stacked this camp. The one difference, though, is Bulldog's been able to leech some of this experience, whereas Fnatic is just not, it's not the best matchup for him. Pretty much a net, and he's just dead to this tri-lane.
Yep. Looking at the early game, yeah, just about a wash, I think, in all of the lanes. Just slight advantage in the off lane, as you said, for Alliance. And as far as the early mid game is going to go, not really sure when Naga and Jakiro are going to make a move, but if they want to kill Storm, they need to go before 6, because all they have to lock him down is a Dragon Tail, and Dendy could very well snowball out of control. He's sitting at level 4.5 right now, so if they want to gank him before they have ball lightning up, it's a pretty small window.
On the bottom lane, Ake just continues to zone Fnatic out, who's been thoroughly shut down. Not even level 2 yet. Bulldog 3.5. This is a huge discrepancy between the two off lanes. And it's not like Navi are getting the advantage in terms of the supports. It seems, I guess Ake's a little bit farther behind than the Visage, but it's not awful for him. No, they're actually even in terms of experience, so just a clear win on the sides.
Aki also went for a very early point in Liquid Fire, so probably looking to pressure the tower very early, but yeah, Fnatic's getting harassed so hard.
They reworked Liquid Fire, right? It's not like every...
Right, it's an orb now.
Is it? It's an actual orb effect, okay. Yeah, because it used to be just a passive that randomly, or not randomly,
it's
but
technically not an orb effect. Like, you can get orb effects, but it's casted like an orb effect.
Okay, gotcha. Not that you're buying orbs on Jakiro anyway, but...
Dude, you have to go the fire, water, fire, ice, and lightning build with them, with the Maelstrom. You never tried that build out?
The 3-headed dragon?
Yeah,
no, I don't play that hero.
It's awesome.
That hero's awful.
I only play it with a Maelstrom build.
Okay. They'll go Bulldog top. They wanted to maybe secure a first blood there, but unable to do so. They'll retreat out. Yeah, Bulldog's just doing a really nice job, and I mean, I feel Navi could kill him. This is definitely enough damage to kill him, but it's just he has not gotten caught by a Frostbite as well as the Crystal Maiden slow combo.
I still think it's going to be pretty difficult to kill him. He does have 2 points in Timber Chain. If they interrupt his Timber Chain with a Lucid Beam, then definitely. But if not, then it's
a little bit hard.
Yeah.
This could be our first blood. They've got level 6 on Dendy. That's the initiation. Last time S4 actually got a stun off on him and still went down. He's got really quick reactions, this guy.
Man, S4 playing so carefully. I think he senses it.
Well, this is kind of predictable from Navi, right? Like, they did this exact same thing just 2 games ago. And it seems he's learned. So far, anyway.
Yeah, they might tower dive him, though.
No, the smoke's going to dispel.
But he still doesn't have vision on him anyways. Had they not been smoked, it still would have been the same thing. Or at least vision-wise for S4.
Yeah, Alliance, there's not like a level 6 on Naga yet. Only the Gyro has a TP as far as the other lanes go, so potentially they could have gone for it, but they decided to play it safe.
Very nice awareness by S4 there, though, dodging the gank. And I guess a lot of it has to do with this ward, too, because he sees that no one's pulling over here, and usually it's Kuro using those 2 left camps, and Puppy using the right 3 camps.
Yeah, well, they go back to those camps. Dendy now marches forward. This one is definitely spotted.
Oh. This Observer ward is just out of range, though.
Oh, they can't deward it. And Alliance know Navi's coming. Fnatic and Dendy will wrap up and head towards bottom lane. They're going to zip just over the high ground. Dendy's in the front lines. He's really kind of forcing the issue here a bit. It's not like a great position to be going for a solo kill. Maybe hoping to find a low HP Naga in the jungle, but he's not going to, and it's a lot of wasted time for him at this point.
CM in mid. They may be going on S4 here, but I don't think they can kill him.
Yeah, they're not going to try for it. Yeah, he just zips down to the low ground, so Denny wastes a good minute and a half and doesn't get anything accomplished. S4, just the whole team for Alliance, a good combination of warding and just map awareness, keeping them all safe.
Yeah, and 2 wasted sentries by Fnatic on bottom. Oh, on bottom?
They go in, they're diving Fnatic now with the call down. Fnatic's low, but he carapaces and now turns around with a 2-hero impale. This might be first blood the other way. Loda's low. Loda, one more nuke, and he will fall here. He tries to TP juke in the trees, but they get off the frostbite. Loda's dead, trapped and brought down. Almost made it out because of a great ice path from Ake. The idea was there. just couldn't quite execute it perfectly.
Yeah, he almost got it on the Crystal Maiden. That
And
was so
mid lane,
close.
Dendy goes in. He does get Dragon's Head. I think nope, not with the bottle charges. Not enough to dive this. But he does force the TP. Almost got another kill for Na'Vi.
That was just great play by Fnatic there. The
So patient with the Carapace.
Yeah, and then into the 2-man Impale. That was very, very well played.
His Nyx is really scary right now. Might be the best Nyx. I mean, outside of FYs, but he's playing it off late too, which is not easy.
Not easy at all. Now he almost has Arcane Boots. He's doing very well in terms of leveling, although not quite as high as Bulldog.
Alliance, they now rotate towards top with 2 heroes in tow. S4 goes on mid, and he tries to go for the solo kill here on Dendy. Just couldn't quite get the damage off, and now Alliance move. There's a DD rune spawning top, but they'll ignore it for the time being and strike a path directly at Havost.
He's level 8, though.
Yeah.
This is the thing. They need to shut down Luna before she hits level 6, level 7, but they aren't able to do so. If they dive her right now, they are just going to get obliterated.
Yeah, with backup. Now, Dendy can't come yet.
Oh, they find her.
They are going to find Havost. He runs into the jungle. He's got Eclipse, eats a net. They're going to follow up with some nuke damage, and actually, Havost is going to go down. One more right click. Is he? One more hit. He salves. He's juking. He's still alive. Can't believe it, but he is. But now they corner him, and they bring him down. But they had to work hard to corral that.
Wow, Lord's a TP support from Na'Vi.
Did they not have any?
Dendy had a
They
TP.
had four TPs.
He used it at TP mid.
You know, I think they just figured like he was dead because he looked like he was going to die. And now they go in for the backside for Dendy, but he'll dodge this bullet and head towards the enemy Ancients. That's a big kill, though, killing Havost. But he did hold on to Eclipse, so he'll have it for the next fight.
And they managed to get the T1 on bottom. So I guess overall that's not a bad trade for Na'Vi. But he was in such a good position, too. Like, at your T2? That's ridiculous.
Dendy jumps in. He wants to go on Loda, who gets off a cooldown immediately. Great anticipation. Havost, no Eclipse just yet. Now he pops it, but it's only really hit. He creeps. No damage done. Song deployed after a triple impale, but there's not a whole lot of damage follow-up for this. Now they're going to go on Havost. As soon as the song ends, they prep a 3 heroized path, 2 actually, but it's enough. And now on to Puppey. This could be 4 dead. Puppey dropping fast, gets off the Crystal Maiden ultimate. As for low, will he fall? He actually salves up. No, not going to be enough to stick. Insufficient to keep him alive. 7 heroes dead. It could be 8 in a matter of seconds. Familiar still in pursuit. That'll be it. What a bloodbath. What a bloodbath in the middle lane.
Yeah, that was a nice Song of the Siren by EGM. Set things off, and they killed Storm very early in the fight, too.
The Naga Jakiro combo, something we haven't seen in a while, but you definitely can see the synergy
Bringing
here.
sexy back, man.
This is sexy.
I just like Naga Siren.
Oh, Naga. Well, at least she's not the Gorgon. Anything sexier than that. That hideous beast. But yeah, great fight for Alliance, obviously. Score now 5-4. Na'Vi settle for a tower deny. And they do have level 6 on Fnatic now. That could break this game open a bit, but still, Dendy's not snowballing.
There's 3 Sentry Wards on Jakiro, though.
Yeah.
He's well prepared for this.
And they still have all their tier 1s up except for the bottom tier 1. That's the one area where they have to be worried about ganks, but it's just so far away from where the action on the map is happening.
Gold lead about 1,000 in favor of Na'Vi right now. Experience lead actually favoring Alliance. Even without the level 6 on Jakiro.
I mean, they did a good job in the jungle, right? Like, they were quite efficient. EGM was getting off double pulls. He was stacking the secondary camp, the medium camp as well. And sure, Na'Vi were running the actual, like, jungling support in the CM, but it still overall was pretty even in terms of what the supports were getting. And some wasted time from Na'Vi. The Storm gank that failed mid.
There's smoke from Puppey and Fnatic looking for a kill on Loda. This is a very high priority kill. Looks like there's no one inside to protect him. He's just out all alone against the Nyx.
No tier 1. Nowhere for Loda to go. And this should be an easy impale. But they're waiting for quite a while. There's even a cooldown here. Loda, is he going to get it off? He's already used the stick charges. Now he's on the run into the shop, but he's going to drop the cooldown and looks to TP out. I think he might actually live. Impale cooling down. He will live. Loda zones them out and gets away. Meanwhile, in the top lane, a lot of action here too as Kuroki retreats but gets shredded by Mr. Bulldog. Slices his head off. The Courier in hot pursuit and now in hot retreat. And Alliance are going to look to push off of this one. So Na'Vi failing on their gank, Alliance succeeding on theirs. And now Denny, having blown all his mana, he's going back to the well. It's a tier 1 for Alliance, and another important landmark win for them.
Yeah, and I'm in terms of that last gank, I think they also could have used the Carapace to interrupt the TP. He like anticipated a second rocket barrage, but Loda played it really well, holding out on that in case they decide to dive him further into the jungle, and very nice prediction by him. S4 smoked up, still range for him, only for about 5 more seconds though. Can they kill Puppey? Yeah, he is a goner.
Oh, Puppey. Poor Puppey. Puppies don't like dragons. They're just snacks for the. It's really the triple-headed dragon, this Alliance squad. They've got all the dragons on their side, and they'll easily deal with Puppey. Killing the Crystal Maiden, now strong 5-man lineup. When they're getting kills, they can pressure towers, and Na'Vi, not the best split push yet. They don't really have that much farm. Can't do a whole lot directly to prevent this, aside from just dodge the fights and try and get greedy. But in terms of taking the clashes, it feels like Na'Vi can't take fights right now.
They do have the better gank, though. We haven't seen Storm Spirit involved in any kill other than one.
He's moved around a lot, but he just hasn't been very effective.
Yep. They're going up here, though. They're going to go up the hill. Aki might actually pop the smoke, but nope, he's retreating to the mid lane, looking to kill Loda, but Loda is long gone.
After that last gank, he's just not having any of it.
He just casted Vendetta, too.
Yeah, Alliance is also on a smoke mission of their own, and Havost will be public enemy number 1. Na'Vi still lurking in the enemy jungle. Who's going to find fresh meat first? Uh-oh. It looks like Havost. If he sticks around after this creep, oh boy. Oh boy, he's also dead. He should be anyway. There's a Timber Chain. Now they'll follow up with a Chakram. He's heading south, and they'll actually have a TP in from Loda, so everybody descending upon him, and Havost continues to run right around the Rosie, but ain't going to matter. They bring him down. But Na'Vi might get a tier 2 or at least force a lot of TPs in response, which is not the worst.
It's very scary, though. If they initiate with the Song of the Siren, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Even though Gyrocopter can't TP, I still think that they can do a lot of damage. So Na'Vi has to be very scared, especially since they don't have one of their heavy damage dealers in Luna.
And the Luna dies again. In this game, Vost went Treads first. He didn't rush the Helm of the Dominator. He doesn't have a big Ancient stack right now, just a double stack for the time being. So his economy is a lot worse than it was in the previous Luna game, and killing him there, he's still able to buy the Helm of the Dominator, but it's not ready just yet. Has not picked it up.
EGM maybe gearing up for the Song.
Well, not going yet, and he's going Ernir. So when you're getting just these little kills here and there, it's nice, and for a 5-man lineup, you get those kills, you can push, you'll be at full HP, so cheap, cost-effective items for them.
Dendi also can't feel invulnerable when he's split pushing the side lanes. If they set him up with a Song of the Siren into a Ice Path, they can easily kill him. Or if Dragon Knight gets a Shadow Blade, but it looks like S4 is opting for Black King Bar as his first big item.
So it looks like Alliance, yeah, they're not just going for the 1, they're actually going double BKB, and eventually maybe we see Bulldog get one as well. What did Na'Vi do against BKBs? They don't have that much physical damage yet.
They have to get the jump on them before they pop BKBs. Nyx Assassin is decent at that. Actually, he's really good at that in case they're farming, and Storm Spirit is okay at it. But
yeah,
they mostly just haven't been able to capitalize on their heavy gank lineup. Storm Spirit and Nyx Assassin should be very, very effective at making Alliance not able to split push, but Loda's been doing that for much of the game.
Yeah, it's like Alliance can just send 2 or 3 heroes to one place, and it seems like Na'Vi can't fight those heroes. So Alliance can defend, and they can split push. I mean, we see 3 heroes bottom. Na'Vi not even bothering to mount a defense. They'll go for the tier 1 mid. Good trade if they do it, but no, it's definitely a trap. EGM struts up with a Song. Now they follow up with a Macro Pyre, as well as an Ice Path. That clips 2. Make it Kuroki down as well. Alliance just ruthless. They slam the jaws shut right on Na'Vi's ankles, and that's gotta hurt.
Dendi looking at backdoor to tower, though. Maybe? No? No backdoor?
It's still not in deny range, and there's actually no glyph, but he's not gonna kill it in time, I don't think. He'll head towards mid.
He has a regen, so why not?
Well, we'll have to ask Dendi after this game if we have a chance. He's spotting some heroes on the way out. Focuses S4. They've got an Eclipse here. Good positioning from Avos, but he needs a few more beams. They do get the kill. An Eclipse for a Dragon
What
Knight.
a great play by Dendi right there.
Yeah, going for the backline heroes, using the Remnant in the tree line to get the flying vision.
And right as soon as
They retreated. And they're not done. He's going on to Loda now. Does he have an Electric Vortex? I think it's still cooling down. No, it's available. But he's surrounded by quite a few. They're chasing him. Space being created while they take the tier 2. Or the tier 1, rather. Or are they? Havosta's just chasing for kills. Dendi zipping in. Going for your Jakiro. Oh, he could have gotten the kill, but would have died for it, perhaps. The tier 1's still alive. They could have just gone for this while Dendi was off chasing. Or being chased. Well, they get it anyway.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
A nice tower claimed by Na'Vi. Score 10-5, but it's actually almost dead even in terms of gold and experience. Alliance sitting on like a 1k gold lead and a 2k experience lead is decent advantage.
looks like the two heavy farmers on the side of Na'Vi, the Luna and the Storm Spirit, are actually both going for BKB rushes, which is somewhat questionable versus a Nagasar. I think it's fine for Dendi because he can't afford to get Dragon-tailed, and he can zip out even if he gets netted. But for Luna, if she BKBs and she gets Song and Focus down, then it's going to be a 4-on-5 fight without Luna, and it might be better for him to go like a somewhat tankier build with the Helm of Dominator first so that he can actually fight if he gets BKB'd and still load out.
Yeah,
But
and not isolated during the song is the other big thing.
Right, so I'm a little bit worried for Havos in this game. 0-3-3, not the same as his first two performances.
Doesn't look like he's been stacking the Ancients. Yeah, he didn't actually go for the Dominator. He just sat on the Mask of Death. And will farm a stack now, maybe makes one more. Meanwhile, Bulldog has built a Vanguard.
It was on accident.
Yeah, he's going to disassemble that right now. That's really annoying when that happens.
Yeah, well, at least they changed it so that you can...
So you can disassemble it.
Yeah, that was really annoying before. It's like you're trying to build a Vlad's and then you get Tranquil Boots. You're like, what?
Ugh. Facepalm moments, for sure.
Yeah, especially with the new Tranquil Boots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh god, they're the worst.
I'm stuck with these green things.
I still have to talk to AUI. I want to know why the Death Prophet Tranquil Boots. I guess it helps you just like run around while your ult's on if you're not taking damage, but or maybe move from lane to lane. But did you see that?
Yeah,
That's a
I saw.
DQL, right?
I saw both of them.
Yeah.
It was like
That was
I
very-
just don't like Tranquil Boots on anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe Crystal Maiden or a couple other supports.
Or maybe Lich,
Yeah, it's
but that's about it.
if you could disassemble it, I think it'd be a lot better.
It went from like the most broken boots in Dota 2 to probably the worst boots
They are the worst boots.
overnight. Best boots of travel, of course.
Yeah, number one
Easy. You should always rush boots of travel whenever you can, guys.
every single time, every hero.
Little nuggets of wisdom from Merlini himself.
It never fails.
The double BKB's out for both teams now, and there will be a smoke from Alliance. They plot their course, and it will be towards the northern quarter of the map. Will they find an opening? They've got a song. EGM is getting tanky with an Ogre Club up already. We could be seeing that Heaven's Halberd build again. Very irritating, and now actually secures a gem. Farmed Naga with an early gem and a point and mirror image. Just so hard to ward against.
She has a lot of HP too. I know that Na'Vi wants to kill her early on in the fight, but she has 1300 HP.
Oh, Na'Vi just barely dodging a bullet. Alliance, they peek around the corner with an Observer Ward. And then they plot in, but they still have not found a hero, and Na'Vi will be retreating out. Actually going for a Roche, or just another smoke gang.
Admiral Bulldog's going to reveal their position.
Shows himself mid, and now they show a few mid. Na'Vi clearly knew there was a gank through their own jungle. They were drawing on the map to suggest it, but they dodged the gank, and now they back off.
They barely dodged it. EGM doing some scouting duties with his newly acquired gem.
It's dead even, by the way. This game, at one point, Alliance held like almost a 3k gold lead, a 3k experience lead. And Na'Vi have really struck back. They made it an even game, at least in terms of those departments. Now they'll work on S4 a bit, chipping away at him, but he's tanky in the front lines, and there's that Naga turnaround backup to be worried about here. How do they find a way into this fight? Havos does have Eclipse, it's level 2. But
Sword's a little bit low. He might get jumped on.
yeah, they're going to go in right now. They start with an Impale, and the call down comes through. S4 low, but not dead in the song. Used to turn the fight around, but it's also wasting Lotus. Precious BKB seconds. Bulldog's there. Ice Pass there. They've caught one, but Avos pops the BKB. Pops the Eclipse. Another 2-hero impale from Fnatic. Boy, is he delivering or what? Now they zip forward. It's forward dead. It's around. They're overrunning Bulldog. He tries to zip away. He may escape. The crowd's going nuts. Bulldog's going to fall, I feel. One more nuke. Pull him in. Braid him down. Ultra kill for Dendi. Team wipe for Na'Vi. And a just absolute catastrophe for the Alliance.
That was the most disastrous Song of the Siren.
Wasted the BKB duration, wasted the call down.
And if Na'Vi had BKB'd, it would have been a different story, but they hadn't. And they saved it for immediately after the Song of the Siren, and they were able to pop it before the Ice Path.
And the thing, they had the song Ice Path, and then Habosh just BKB'd like the split second the song ended anyway, so didn't affect him. But for me, Fnatic, great initiation initially with that first impale, and then even better with the second follow-up impale. That second impale feels won them the fight. And
that was a huge game changer.
Talk about, I guess we have to look at the graphs after that. They go one direction, Ben, straight down.
Your favorite band?
Straight down?
One Direction.
Oh. I was playing dumb. I don't know if I fooled anybody.
And at this point, Alliance is not out of the game after that. The kill score is still even. The goal graph is still relatively close, but they definitely have to be a little bit scared. They lost the gem.
They lost the gem. They gave up the Aegis, and they lost 4 heroes.
Yeah.
As well as they did get the tier 2. Do you know if it was denied? I did not actually catch.
I'm not sure either. But that's a really devastating loss. I think they need like one more big item on the gyrocopter. They should try and play passively for like the next 5 minutes while they try and wait out the Aegis. But they also have to make sure that Fnatic doesn't wreak havoc on them with his Vendetta. And yeah, Fnatic on his Nyx Assassin has just been spot on. And he usually just leads in with a Spike Carapace to set up for the Impale or blinks in. But he's really nailed those Impales on the spot.
And it's just no hesitation at all. Like every time he jumps in, he just drops the Impale. You know, hit it, miss it, whatever. He doesn't hesitate. We saw earlier that some of our other Nyx Assassin players are a little bit more tentative, and sometimes it costs you. But that's with the new Impale. If you hesitate, the battle's lost.
Fnatic looking for an opportunity, but Alliance is decently well fortified, very close to their T2, but their smoke is about to get revealed. Dendi's smoke pops. They think they're at the jungle, but no one's there. Now they know where they are by process of elimination.
So Na'Vi are building some more important items. Dendi, Ultimate Orb up. Could be a Lincoln Sphere, but probably the Scythe Device as he already has BKB. Havost working towards a Manta style. And good to like Manta dodge the net potentially, and just obviously a solid all-around item on Luna in general. So Na'Vi getting pretty fat on their cores, and this is after a very slow start on all of them. Not the explosive start. I mean, the Storm wasted a lot of time. Havost rushed treads, not Dominator, but just one big fight, and all of a sudden, the items come pouring out.
Yeah, Dendi was 0-1 and fairly underfarmed. Now he's 4-1-3 and well on his way towards that sheepstick. This T1 tower looks like it's in a lot of danger. Song of the Siren has cooled down in case they want to initiate, but I don't think they should be using it to initiate unless they just want to kill the supports. Because that BKB counter initiation is going to be as devastating as it was at Roshan. Or close to the T2 rather.
And Alliance, at the same time, Alliance does have a really strong combo, and if they can kill like 2-3 of the 2-3 supports immediately, I think they could potentially deal with the Luna and Storm. Mirror Images can help tank the Eclipse, and all the heroes are fairly beefy, but it comes down to getting the combo right. You cannot waste the song, need to time the Ice Path correctly and hit heroes who don't have BKBs, as they're the ones to focus, but Alliance determined not to give up a tier 1 top. The least important tower in Dota 2 is this tower, but they're staunchly defending it then.
Just baiting out Havost. Havost, he isn't going to be bursted down very fast because he has BKB and he has the Aegis and he has a fair amount of armor. He has 20 armor right now, and because Fnatic can just blink counter initiate with the blink dagger. So it's a good idea for him to be up in front.
And you really don't want to go on him. Unless,
yeah, you really don't.
If they had a force staff, maybe they could force staff him in and then try and focus him, but not like this.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And not be playing very patiently, too. They want Alliance to run into them.
Yeah, just tread like one step too far into the deep end. And it could all fall apart, but they're not damaging the tower here. And Pale's going to come out, cleans up some illusions. Well, neither team's getting much. I guess Na'Vi is farming this camp, so they're getting like a tiny economic advantage from this push, which is kind of cool, but that's really about it.
The homing missile.
No.
Free gold.
Oh, the camp got blocked this time, so that eking out that economic victory from that push no longer possible. The graphs have stabilized, and Na'Vi are now on the move. I feel like losing the gem was one of the biggest failings of that fight for Alliance because Phoenix had like free reign since then. And do they even have sentries?
They have a lot of sentries on Aki, but he hasn't dropped one yet.
Oh boy.
There he goes.
Oh boy. Phoenix like, no way. Not like this, Ake.
But he has a gem, and both wards are immediately taken down. Now Alliance super scared. Na'Vi could push, but they've wasted a lot of time. The Aegis is only up for 1 more minute.
Have they gotten enough, though, just in terms of farming and shutting down Alliance? It's not like Alliance is getting anything during this time.
No, it just really depends on how the BKB and the Song of Saturn plays out in the team fights. I think that Alliance has a better, like, if they're just straight up BKB on BKB action.
Oh no, another Blanket Pale. Goodbye, Mr. Loda. Down the captain of the Alliance goes, and rather easily, I must say, when he doesn't get off his BKB.
Super easily. Boy.
And Loda, I think he's going to have Manta stuff.
Now they're farming the opponent's deck now, too.
That's a big kill. Yeah. Economically, it's a lot of damage.
This is what exactly Na'Vi needs to do. Just kind of pick them apart one by one, waiting for someone to be slightly out of position without Song of the Siren to back them up, and just instantly execute with a jump in from Dendi or the blink in from Fnatic.
And he's been everywhere. Now he's hunting S4, but they actually have spotted him out. They just Dragon Tail him and run. Alliance are just, they're huddling for dear life, just from the Nyx plus the threat of anyone else showing up, and all the while the rest of the team's farming. The tempo control this Nyx is exerting is really impressive.
It really has been.
And his off lane, Fnatic had a slow start compared to Bulldog. He didn't get much done, but
that one bait though.
He's shown consistently throughout this event like close to flawless movement in the mid game. And
he's going for Atos.
What do you think about that?
Atos isn't bad. It also like pops BKBs fairly often, or forces people to pop BKBs fairly often. So I don't actually think it's that bad of an item. And
it helps you hit your impale a bit as well.
Right.
So definitely an unusual pick.
I mean, his other choice is Dagon, which is not very useful.
Force Staff's always decent.
Force Staff's very good too, but he already has a Blink Dagger, so I don't think he necessarily needs it.
I actually like Necrobook quite a bit on this.
Necrobook's really good on him too.
But
it requires a lot more farm than in Atos.
Yeah. And, I mean, until you complete the Necro 3, it doesn't actually do that much for you. So.
And Na'Vi doesn't really have a split push lineup either. They have a gank, so they need fighting items. I guess Necrobook's not that bad at fighting either, but Gyrocopter with BKB can just flak him down.
Avosta's going to put some pressure on this bottom tier 1. I'm sure there will be a glyph to defend this. Right? Well, tier 2 rather, but just the illusions for now, and they'll retreat, farming the enemy jungle. And Na'Vi just starving Alliance out, basically. Sure, Alliance is farming their Ancients a bit, but Na'Vi's farming their jungle. They've pushed in the top lane. They took the tower. They're slowly but surely accumulating a massive gold advantage. It's
increased to 7,500 now, and Luna is just way more stacked than Gyrocopter. Havos almost has double the CS of Gyrocopter right now, and his net worth is a whopping 6,000, even though their scores are completely different. We have 0 and 3 on Havos and 2 and 4 on Loda, but it doesn't matter that Havos doesn't have any kills. He's been getting Ancients, he's just been getting so much farm, and he had the Aegis.
Yeah, and Alliance spent a lot of time 5-manning, and Loda was not really able to stack the Ancients a whole lot or take advantage of extra gold there. But we've seen him farm them a few times, but having his Ancients stolen really hurt him as well.
Now Luna is stacked enough to, even if she gets isolated during Song of Saturn, she's not going to fall very easily at all. She has a Talisman Evasion and a lot of armor too, and the Manta style. So they can't really burst her down.
And you look at the two teams, Na'Vi has the initiation. Alliance really doesn't. They don't have an instant stun, aside from maybe Song and then try to get a Dragon Tail off quickly, but that gives them time to spam BKB. Blake Nyx is the key hero right now, it feels, along with the Storm, and Alliance, they go for a big smoke gank here. It all comes down to this, perhaps. They focus KuroKy first, but he's alive. He gets mech'd up. They go on S4. S4 drops fast. He drops hard. Fnatic, as well as the most unload, and that clip just keeps on ticking away. Boom, boom, boom. And now, EGM, Dendi wants you in his room. He brings you down. 4 will fall, and Na'Vi slam the door in Alliance's face. Now they're going to take Roche.
Usually the people that smoke have the positional advantage and the surprise advantage, but the way that Alliance approached, they were up this hill, and Na'Vi were over here, and we're just able to flank them. And Dendi was actually inside the pit.
And they just couldn't kill the Visage. KuroKy's so tanky, managed to pop the mech and Magic Stick, had like close to max charges.
Look at his HP. He has more HP than anyone else on Alliance right now.
1,800 health, more than the Bloodstone Timbersaw. Just disgusting.
Yeah, Visage, I mean, you said it was a lesser of the 3 evils, but Kuro's Visage, extremely beastly. He has managed to die a couple times this game, but he's still very close to a Scepter.
Yeah, 4, 2, and 3, but I mean, a lot of CS on that Visage, considering how much.
Oh, Puppey runs right into them.
They're gonna run right in. Puppey will fall immediately, and now KuroKy goes in as well. They just casually give away 2. A little sloppy from Na'Vi, to be honest. Kind of a mystifying dive. Now they're going to go in anyway. They'll go in, they hit a huge impale, another massive one, and they're going to take the fight anyway, despite losing the 2 supports. It's 4 dead, it's 5 dead. This might be the end for Alliance here at Starladder Season 8. S4, he'll be the last man standing. He'll be going down with the ship here. Na'Vi almost rubbing salt in the wound. Give up 2 supports, win the fight anyway, and GG! Na'Vi are your Starladder Season 8 champions. They take home yet another prize. First place at the biggest ever Starladder here on the base.
Fnatic MVP for that game.
MVP for the tournament for me.
Wow.
What a player.
What a player indeed. Showing that there are other options for offlaners besides Clockwork and Timbersaw.
Even after a rough laning stage. Just really impressive. They drafted so bad on day 1, and ever since then, so much better.
Yeah. Wonder if we're going to head to an interview soon, but
I'm pretty sure we'll get an interview and a check, hopefully.
Wow. Well, same story as last year. Alliance not even able to take a game, even with a 1-game advantage.
It's identical. Are they cursed at this point? Is Na'Vi just better than them? Not a good matchup? What do you make of it?
I don't really know. I mean, it just seems like Na'Vi was just on a different level than Alliance, and Alliance was like scrambling for strategies too, just pulling things from 6.78 as opposed to having new strategies with like, I mean, not that off-lane Nexus assassin is new, but it's underutilized, I'd say.
Yeah, and it felt like Na'Vi just picked what they were comfortable with. Alliance was like, we have to pick something different and special.
They also never shut Dendi down.
They tried the Tusk, which is very, I mean, sure they've ran it before, but it's not like a go-to staple, reliable strat, and then this like very 5-man AoE heavy lineup was definitely unconventional for this patch.
Yeah. Well, very impressive play by Na'Vi. I also thought the supports played pretty well. And yeah, Dendi was just not shut down ever. His Invoker, his Storm Spirit in both games just kind of left untouched, unscathed.
What more can you say about this team? I mean, they had a 3-day boot camp, then they showed up and they got crushed on day 1, and they win the whole event anyway. It's like the